What's going on, guys? So in today's video I'm going to show you guys the dynamic warm-up routine. This is what you will find on the packet, but I figured I would attach a YouTube video on it just to make sure there is zero question as to what the movement should look like. So dynamic warm-up, as stated on the training packet, it's really just to prime us to get ready for our training. The difference between dynamic warm-up and a static warm-up, static stretches are static, they're holds. So that static stretch would be like, hey, we're gonna hang and touch our toes. We hold that for 30 seconds. We don't necessarily want loose muscles when we're training, but we want muscles that are primed for the range of motion, AKA a dynamic warm-up. So we wanna go through that range of motion to, again, prime that muscle through the range of motion, but we don't wanna be loose through the movement. So this dynamic warm-up that I'm gonna take you guys through, you can choose to do the entire warm-up routine if you want, or you can get creative and throw in a few of your own. I figure once you guys get used to these movements, you may play around with some different ones that you prefer, but this is kind of like a default one that you guys can go to. So first movement, you wanna try to find 10 to 15 yards in your gym. If they have a turf, that would be best. Butt kicks down and back, so simple. Down and back. High knees, down and back. You can take your time in between these. You don't have to rush it. Again, we're just getting the heart rate up and getting our muscles loosened up, getting ready for training. Next one is knee hug to forward lunge. So knee hug, we don't want to lean way back here. Knee hug, forward lunge. Stand up tall, knee hug, forward lunge. Notice when I'm bringing my leg up, I'm not grabbing it down here and pulling it up. Raise it as high as you can go, and then hug it in. Forward lunge on the way back. Quad stretch. Backwards lunge. Push up. This front leg. Quad stretch. Knee to knee. We're not going way out here. Reverse lunge. Push off that front leg. Quad stretch. Next one is world's greatest stretch. This one is just stationary. So you want to get in a push-up position here. Leg comes all the way up to this hand. This inside arm is going to go elbow to hand, or as far as you can go, and then open back up to the sky. Hand back down, foot back, switch legs. Again, elbow to opposite hand. Open up to the sky. You want to do 5 on each leg here. Just for the point of this video, that'll be it for me. Next one is called scoop and score. This will stretch out your hamstrings a little bit. So toe comes up. We're going to scoop. Ribs stay down, and we stretch here. So I don't want a big rib flare. Ribs down, abs contracted, stretch up tall. Scoop, score. Scoop, score. This can be down and back, or it can just be down, depending on how you feel in that warm-up. Next we have scorpions, which this is gonna help stretch out chest a little bit. So you're gonna get in a prone position on the ground, arms out. We're going to bend one arm, let's see, and we're going to stretch here. So we can push a little bit here, but this arm needs to stay down. Hi, sis. We're gonna stretch over, switch arms, stretch over, switch arms, stretch over. 5 to 10 on each side. Again, just warming up your chest. Next one is going to be Inchworm Walkouts with an eccentric push-up. So you're gonna go down, inchworm walk out to a high plank position, slow eccentric down for for a push-up. When you get to the bottom, untuck your toes, push up into a seal stretch, or as far as you can go. If you can only go here, that's totally fine. So push up into a seal stretch, come back down, push up, downward dog. And then we're gonna walk back in, walk out again, slow eccentric push up, seal stretch, concentric push up, down dog. Okay, so we'll just go down and back or just down. Again, it's kind of your preference. You just want to make sure you're warm. Next is going to be straight leg march. So they're basically just high kicks here. Opposite arm to opposite toe. Then on the way back, we're going to do RDLs. So both hands to the ground, come back up, squeeze that glute. Both hands to the ground, come back up. You don't want to open your hip here, so try to keep them closed, square to the ground. You can have a slight bend in that stable leg or that standing leg is fine. You just don't want to open that hip too much. That again is just warming up your hamstrings. Then we have hand floss squats. If you guys are sitting very sedentary at a desk all day like I do, it's very, very important that you're spending, sometimes 10 to 15 minutes doing a little warm up and dynamic movement before you start loading these compounds. So squat hand floss or hand floss squat, whatever you want to call it, you're going to get in your a little bit wider than an air squat position. You're going to reach down with the flat back here, no over hunching if you can manage it. Hands under your toes, and then as you come down, use your arms to drive these legs out and pull chest up tall. You're going to sit here for a second, come back up, try to maintain that flat back, come back down, chest up tall, back up, back down, chest up tall all the way through, chest up tall. 5 to 10 there. And then the next couple, we can do a walkout calf stretch. So again, get in that push-up position, and we're just going to walk out our calves. Again, we don't want a static stretch holding this too long. We want to stay dynamic. We want to stay moving. So roll your ankles out a little bit if you need to. Stretch out your calves a little bit. And then the last thing, again, all of this is optional. You guys can make this your own. Just side shuffle back and forth, get the heart rate up a little bit, and then you're good to go. So hope this was helpful, guys. Again, make it your own. It needs to fit your schedule, but it also, dynamic stretching is really easy to get lazy with. I'm bad about it too, so just stay adamant about it. It'll help you stay injury-free and make sure that you have an awesome workout.